Hi. I'm here to talk to you Russell Brand sparks backlash after admitting he is open-minded about conspiracy theories surrounding 9/11 terror attacks and asks, do you trust the American government? Comedian was asked about 9/11 because he said it was controlled in book. He told BBC Newsnight, "We have to remain open-minded to any kind of possibility. Do you trust the American government?" He added, "I do think is very interesting is the relationship that the Bush family have had for a long time with the Bin Laden family." Accused BBC of building anti-Islamic narrative over Ottawa terror attack. Star was sacked by MTV after he dressed as Bin Laden on day after September 11th. Critics tell him to stick to comedy and called arguments paper thin. BBC has 9 complaints about 9/11 conspiracy rant but defend appearance. Love him or loathe him, Russell Brand has been one of the most eloquent voices articulating the anti-politics mood. Brand caused outrage today after he admitted being open-minded about U.S. knew about 9/11 attacks and asked, do you trust the U.S. government? The comedian, 39, told BBC's Newsnight he believes there is an interesting relationship between the families of former U.S. President George Bush and al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. He was pressed by presenter Evan Davis on comments in his new book, Revolution, because in it he describes the 9/11 attacks on the Twin Towers in New York as controlled. Brand's decision to give credence to a 9/11 conspiracy led to fury online, with the multi-millionaire branded a lunatic who should stick to comedy. Responding to criticism that Brand was on the show again, the BBC, who had 9 complaints, said, "Love him or loathe him, Russell Brand has been one of the most eloquent voices articulating the anti-politics mood that all British politicians are currently struggling to engage with." Tragedy: almost 3,000 people were killed when terrorists crashed 2 hijacked planes into the Twin Towers 13 years ago. Conspiracy theorists have said that rather than being brought down by terrorists, the United States plotted to demolish them with explosives to help spark a war in Iraq. Do you trust the American government? Do you trust the British government? What I do think is very interesting is the relationship that the Bush family have had for a long time with the Bin Laden family. What I do think is very interesting is the way that even the BBC report the events in Ottawa to subtly build an anti-Islamic narrative. I think that's very interesting. He then appeared abruptly to change tack, saying that he did not want to discuss daft conspiracy theories. Brand has courted controversy over 9/11s in the past and was sacked by MTV after turning up for work dressed as Osama bin Laden on the day after the attack that killed 3,000 people. In his autobiography he described being around colleagues on September 12 as, "And there's me standing beside them, still dressed as Osama bin Laden. I thought, it don't get any better than this." Twitter users were left furious by his Newsnight performance, many considering it insulting to the nearly 3,000 dead, which included 67 Britons. The devastating attacks on the Twin Towers 13 years changed the world, also included the crashing of 2 more aircraft, one into the Pentagon, in Washington, D.C., and the other afield in Pennsylvania. More than 1,100 people have never been identified, and their remains have been placed in a tomb under New York's Memorial Museum. Russell Brand's explosive rant on BBC's Newsnight. Outspoken, Brand accused the presenter Evan Davis of leading him down blind alleys about silly administrative quibbles when taken to task over his new book. Questioning, the comedian was asked about 9/11 because his book refers to the terror attack being controlled. Questioning, the comedian was asked about 9/11 because his book refers to the terror attack being controlled. At one point Mr. Davis pleaded, "I'm trying to take you seriously." Davis then tried to show the actor a graph showing wage levels in Britain, but he responded, "I don't want to look at a graph, mate, I haven't got time to look at a bloody graph." It's a lovely graph, mate, well done. This is the kind of thing that people like you use to confuse people like us. After the show, Twitter users started sending graphs to Brand to lampoon him over the outburst. He replied, "Cheers for the graphs. The 5 richest families in UK have as much money as the poorest 12 million people, do us one for that." It was Brand's second appearance on Newsnight after a now notorious interview with Jeremy Paxman, where the comedian said he had never voted because he regarded politicians as untrustworthy and irrelevant. Hope you found it useful. For more information, please click the link in description.